Welcome to part 2 of interface example. And if you remember in part 1, we created interface 1, just like you see right here. Then we created a class. We inherited our interface. So the class 1 is inheriting interface 1. Then we simply, based on the interface 1, we implemented it by including each one of those methods that were defined in the interface into our class, and we provided some functionality, very simple message boxes. So what we want to do now is add a second interface. So I'm going to open Solution Explorer, right click on my project name, go to Add, we'll do a new item, and we'll choose Interface again. We'll let it default to Interface 2 to make it easy to keep them straight. And on Interface 2, let's lay out a method, do more stuff. And again, no implementation. Put a semicolon in place of the implementation code. And we are ready to go now. So let's go back to class 1. And now we will just put a comma and interface 2. And so now, at this point, if we try to compile, notice we're going to get an error again. And we're going to say don't run the last one, but notice it's got a bunch of problems here. Let me take this out. So that one, and then notice it does not implement because interface 2 do more stuff has not been implemented by the class. And so let's go back to our class, and we're now going to need to implement our do more stuff, right? And so we're going to come down, public void do more stuff, because that's what's in our interface 2 do more stuff. And I'll just copy this in. Right here. And we will make this say do more stuff. Okay? Just like that. Now, if we go back to our form and we've instantiated a new instance of our class 1, and it is assigned the variable C, and then if we call C dot, notice we see do this, do that, do stuff, do more stuff. Pretty straightforward. As many classes as I create and inherit either one of these interfaces, I will have to implement whatever is defined in that interface in the class. However, each class can implement each one of these methods totally differently. So we can write, a couple hundred lines of code here to connect to a database and do all sorts of magic. That, in essence, is an interface. Now, there's a lot you can do with this. This is kind of like dumping, a bunch of Legos out on the floor. There's a lot that can happen here, and you can combine these with abstract classes to do all sorts of things. But that's the basis of an interface. You're going to define it, and then when you inherit from a class with the colon and the name of the interface, and then if you inherit from multiple interfaces, you just comma delimit them and list them out. You will have to go back and provide methods for everything that's mentioned in both interfaces. Okay, you got that much. We'll end right here, and join me. We'll talk about different ways we can implement these things, because we just inadvertently created a problem for ourselves. But join me in a video entitled Interface Implementations, and we'll go into that functionality. So I'll see you there.